It's time for another episode in our series, Make Every Month Black History Month. Who will be our inspiring woman today? Let's take a look at our Resplendence fact sheet for some inspiration on who should we choose for today. Shirley Chisholm. You know what? She might be a great candidate. Let's take a look at our fact sheet on the back here to find out more about this inspiring woman. Okay, now where is Shirley Chisholm's part? Hmm. According to our Resplendence fact sheet, Shirley Chisholm was a politician, a political maverick who by self-determination refused the role society created for her. Chisholm started her career as a political organizer and in 1964 was elected assemblyperson to the New York State Assembly. She quickly established her independence in the New York Assembly. As an active state legislator, she created two especially noteworthy bills. One bill made it possible for disadvantaged youth to go to college, and the other created unemployment insurance for domestic employees. In 1968, Chisholm became the first African American woman to be elected to the U.S. Congress. During her tenure, she avidly campaigned for the poor and later became the first African American woman to make a serious bid for the presidency. Chisholm has been known to say, "Service is the rent that you pay for the room on this earth." Her life was so inspiring that Netflix even made a show for her called Shirley. In this Netflix original, Shirley Chisholm is played by Regina King. If you haven't seen this yet, I highly recommend it for you. So now I know you're wondering the same thing we're wondering. Why doesn't this resplendent woman have her own doll? The answer is simple. We have to make her one. So let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our new inductee for this month's Make Every Month Black History Month, Shirley Chisholm. Step 1. Find a doll that resembles this inspiring woman. To the doll bin. So many dolls to choose from, but I've got a look in mind and I would like to recreate it with the Barbie. Let's see here. No, not the look I'm looking for. Not this doll either. What else do we have here? Now I know this is a Spice Girl doll, but the curls. Just work with me here. To the transformation station. All aboard! Step 2. Fix your doll's hair to help her look more like your inspiring woman. Now, Shirley Chisholm did have this beautiful, thick, curly hair. None of it was blonde, so we gotta get rid of this blonde. There's a little snip here and a little snip there. Now, as you can see here, the blonde's still showing across her hairline. So I want to try to do something to cover those edges up with the big brown beautiful curls. So I'm going to try a technique that I've seen before. I'm not exactly sure where I saw it, but you actually are going to use some school glue to glue the hair down to the forehead so that you can't see the curls and the color difference on each side. I then added these little black hair bands to tie the hair down close to frame the face so that it will have time for the glue to dry and hold the curls perfectly in place. Step 3. Research your inspiring woman to find out her style of dress. These black and white photos don't really do justice to Shirley's style of dress, but we're going to make it work because one thing about us inspiring women, we have style and grace. Miss Shirley Chisholm's style of dress was so powerful that even Essence did an entire story on it. Just look at these fashion pieces that Miss Chisholm will be wearing. Oh my goodness, so many choices. I don't know which one to choose. Do you? Step 4. Sew your doll an appropriate outfit. Now, while I work on an outfit for our Shirley Chisholm doll, let's get some more information about this inspiring woman. Let's head back over to Smithsonian's National Museum African American History and Culture. In the museum, you will find beautiful tapestries and beautiful plaques, all catering to the life and times of Shirley Chisholm. There's even a website called the Shirley Chisholm Project, which is completely dedicated to the life and contributions that Shirley Chisholm has made to our community. If you have the time and opportunity, I highly suggest checking out the website, shirleychisholmproject.com. There are also a plethora of books written about Shirley Chisholm's life. So let's get back into the real meat and potatoes of this thing. Let's find out more about this amazing woman, Shirley Chisholm. Shirley Chisholm was born on November 30th, 1924, in Brooklyn to immigrant parents from British Guiana and Barbados. She credits her grandmother, Emmeline Seal, who raised her when she lived in Barbados from ages 5 to age 9, as a source of strength, dignity, and love. She credits her mother, Ruby Seal, for inspiring her as a model for moral authority and conviction. She also credits her father, Christopher St. Hill, as a devoted follower of Marcus Garvey for igniting her political consciousness and supporting her leadership aspirations. After growing up in Barbados and Bedford, she attended Brooklyn College from 1942 to 1946. After she gained her master's at Columbia Teachers College, she dedicated her career to early childhood education. Okay, let's check in on our doll and see how she's turning out. Step 5. Find the perfect accessories to complement your inspiring woman's style of dress. If there's one thing I noticed about Miss Shirley Chisholm is the jewelry. Look at this pearl necklace. Pearl earrings and a pearl bracelet? Yes, ma'am. Our doll needs some pearls and a lot of them. One around here, another here. Oh, and she did have a ring, I think. Let me check my resources again. I think she has a ring. Yes, ma'am, she has a ring. So Miss Girl needs a ring too. All right, let me get to work. Okay, trying to put these beads on this string and measure her and hold the camera at the same time is proving to be a little bit difficult for me. So I think we should take a break and check back in with the doll later. With that being said, let's get back into Shirley Chisholm's life. After she gained her master's at Columbia Teachers College, she dedicated her career to early childhood education. She served as a director of daycare centers in Brownsville and Lower Manhattan, and then became a consultant for the Division of Daycare in the New York Office of Children and Family Services. It was this interest in the welfare of young people, combined with the political consciousness sparked by her father, that pushed her into the world of public service. Chisholm spent years climbing up from the lowest and most thankless levels of politics in organizations like the 17th Assembly District Democratic Club, and she considered herself to be one of the party workers, where she stuffed envelopes, organized rallies, wrote speeches, and answered phones. Confronted with the routine marginalization of women in the political process and incensed by the idea of politicians that weren't black dictating the policies that would impact the lives of majority black neighborhoods, Chisholm sought political power in her own right. After gaining significant experience as a party worker, organizer, and leader in child welfare, she launched her own political career that took her from the New York State Assembly to Capitol Hill, to the presidential campaign trail, national prominence, and international renown. This inspiring woman is best known for her election as the first black woman to the House of Representatives in 1968, and for her groundbreaking campaign for the presidency, which she launched in 1972. In that campaign, she asserted herself as the first black candidate to run for a major party nomination and the first woman to run for the Democratic nomination. Although she is best remembered for the cultural impact of her congressional and presidential campaigns, the causes and reforms she campaigned along were just as important. In the NY legislature, she pioneered the SEEK program, Search for Education, Elevation, and Knowledge. The program is funded by New York State to provide financial support and individualized counseling for low-income students who enroll in CUNY systems. In Congress, she was a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus. She protested the massive war spending in Vietnam in the face of significant poverty in the U.S. She fought for the Equal Rights Amendment, enlisting women into public service, publicly funded daycare, parental leave, civil rights for black people, voting rights for all, and women's reproductive freedom. During her presidential campaign, Chisholm expanded the focus of her advocacy to international issues. Notably, she championed the rights of Haitian refugees and protesting racist practices and double standards in the U.S. immigration policy. Chisholm became an icon for the feminist movement in the United States. She increasingly became a voice on international women's issues, paying particular attention to human rights issues that impacted black women throughout the globe. After leaving Congress in 1982, Chisholm continued her career as an educator at Mount Holyoke College and temporarily at Spelman College, where she taught courses in sociology and political science. You know what? I think it's time to check in on our doll again. In most of Shirley Chisholm's pictures, I notice that she is wearing a pair of pearl earrings. So instead of trying to make earrings, I'll just use some of these clothing pins here that have a pearl back on them and use those to look like her earrings. First, to make sure the size fits. Looks good to me. What do you think? Okay, now to shorten them a bit so they don't poke us. Also, I noticed that she wears a pair of glasses. Clear on the bottom, black frame. So I figured I'd make my own using some nail polish and plastic packaging. Looks about right to me. What do you think? I also noticed in Shirley Chisholm's picture, she has a lovely beauty mark right on her chin. Right about here. Oh, it's hard to do while trying to record and paint at the same time. Oh my god, too much. Oh no. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Turn its camera off. One good thing about using nail polish to make a beauty mark is you can use nail polish remover to fix the mess up. Just a little bit on the Q-tip there, and you can rub it. Oh, Careful of the lips. Don't want to take the lipstick off. You know what? I'll be right back. I need a minute. Much better. Okay. Now we're going to use end of a toothpick here. Actually, I think that's a skewer. Put a little nail polish on the end to get a little more delicate beauty mark and not make so much of a mess and get it all over her face. Let's see. Right about here. I think that's a little too small. Maybe a little bit more? Yeah, a little bit more. Time to take a little walk. Right up the escalator here into the Capitol. All the way up there to the top, right past the crypt. You can get a beautiful scene of the U.S. Capitol from the outside through the window there. As we make our way up to the top of the escalator, into the crypt. Just past the crypt here and to our left as we make our way down the hallways, checking out the statues all around. I want to show you something. Check out the beautiful architecture in the Capitol as we make our way down to the civil rights area. This amazing display of the civil rights movement and politics is not what we came to see. What we came to see is right over here. Yes, that's it. Shirley Chisholm, a portrait in the U.S. Capitol. Okay, I think it's time for the big reveal. Here's our doll dressed in a pink suit with a white fur collar, pearls, and glasses, based off of an outfit that she wore to a Christmas gala in 1971 here in the Capitol. Here's a side-by-side view of Shirley Chisholm's pink suit and my doll suit that I created. Our doll also comes with her own book about her life and times here in the U.S. government. The book is titled Shirley Chisholm, Unbought and Unbossed. This portrait of Shirley Chisholm that resides in the Capitol was painted by Kadir Nelson in 2008. The plaque reads, when Shirley Chisholm's Brooklyn constituents elected her in 1968, she became the first African American woman in Congress. Her race, gender, and outspoken personality catapulted her into the national limelight. She continued to blaze a trail, becoming the first Black woman and second woman ever to serve on the Rules Committee. I love how this portrait is placed up high on the wall to give future inspiring women someone to look up to. Now back over to the second reconstruction display. Do you see a familiar face? Yep, there she is, Shirley Chisholm on the right. Our doll wanted to take a picture with her famous button that reads, "Give your chair to a lady, Chisholm." Democratic Caucus. As you can see here from this picture, Shirley Chisholm also served on the Congressional Black Caucus, which was formed in 1971. The display reads, "The mid-20th century ushered in a political transformation, a second Reconstruction. Landmarking civil rights and voting rights legislation helped elect more African American members, including the first black woman representative, Shirley Chisholm, in 1968, and the first black woman elected in the South, Barbara Jordan, in 1972. Black members gained power, built influence, and organized the Congressional Black Caucus." I decided to take our doll along the path that Shirley Chisholm might have walked when she was working here in the U.S. government. There were plenty of photo opportunities available, like this one in front of the U.S. House Representative seal. And this one, the New York State seal. And of course, the New York State flag. Through the course of Shirley Chisholm's life, she had become a legend as a catalyst for social change, which she described as the central purpose of her life. There are few spheres where she has not left her mark. Thank you for joining us as we made our own Shirley Chisholm doll to show how her legacy has continued towards social and political transformation throughout the world. If you have enjoyed what you have seen here today, please remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time here on at Mama Bear Jenny Dolls.